So you talked about resilience. How does resilience fit into all of this?
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the major pieces of success because realistically, and again, this is a newer awareness for me, success is just surviving. I mean, that's really the
Yeah,
only reason I'm a successful quote unquote podcaster is I just have survived longer than the people who started at the same time I did. That's
time.
all. Yeah, it's time. It's you against you,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also you against the environment. It's you against the circumstances, and that takes resilience. Resilience is the ability to push through when it is challenging, but you know the challenge is worth it. And honestly, sometimes you don't even know it's worth it.
Yep.
I think that's what it is. But it's personal. This is where it's easy to get lines crossed. I pretty much get up at 6 a.m. every day.
Mm.
I'm not telling you you have to. I'm not telling you you have to get up early. I'm not telling you have to get up at 4. I'm not telling you any of that. But some days when I wake up, it's like Groundhog Day. I roll out of bed, I go do my mobility, I listen to my book, I get ready for the gym, I do my journaling, I come into the office, and it's just like, okay, we're doing this again.
Mm-hmm.
That is a piece of resilience, being consistent in the right direction. It requires resilience. It requires resilience when you get knocked down to get back up.
Yep.
Now, everybody's version of getting knocked down is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying you're going to fail at the grandest scale ever. Maybe you fail a little bit more than you're currently comfortable failing, and then it requires resilience to get back up and do it. But yeah, that's if you're if you're struggling with resilience, you're probably not going to take chances that would actually bring you success.
True.
That's a big piece of it. It's a really big piece of it. And I think that's why a lot of the people that you see as quote unquote successful are underdogs who had it rough
Mm-hmm.
in their childhood.
True.
Because for a lot of people that creates resilience. It creates, well, I can pay the bills. Life is hard, but I can pay the bills. That's good. That's good. That's because I haven't been able to pay the bills in the past. We'll take that. That's a win, right? So yeah, resilience is huge. It's huge, and it's not what you see on Instagram. It's not what you see on social media. Resilience is personal to you. It
Yep.
doesn't mean you're running 15 miles in the snow. It means you're facing a challenge that's meaningful to you, and it's the right size of the challenge, not something extremely overwhelming.
That's amazing. It reminds me of a quote of Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington is someone that man has inspired me since I was 15 years old. That's the time I've been watching his videos. The first day I watched his motivational quote, I kept watching it over and over. I would say more than 5,000 times I've watched that stuff. Because, and he said one thing. He said, dreams without goals are just dreams. And he said, on your journey to fulfilling your potentials, you need commitment. For without commitment, you'll never start. But most importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish.
Mm.
And for you to implement consistency, you need resilience. Because even though it is something you love, as you have perfectly illustrated, you get tired sometimes. You
Of
get
course.
emotionally beat up. You get frustrated sometimes. Maybe you come to work and things don't go your way. You lose your client, or something was supposed to go a certain way and didn't go. All of that can throw you off balance and make you a little bit moody. Now, it doesn't mean that you hate what you do, obviously. You're a human and you're definitely bound to go through emotional cycles time to time. And resilience is that thing that no matter what happens, you do what needs to be done. You keep going and keep pressing through. And that is just the important part about life. And you said something very important. You said success is different for everybody.
Mm.
Not everybody wants to be a billionaire. Not everybody wants to be a millionaire. Not everybody wants to own their business. Some people, what they have always inspired for in life is just to go sit behind a desk and work in a job and be faithful to one company and one boss and earn a decent paycheck and take care of their family. There are people like that, and it's totally fine. I usually say this: if no everybody can't be an entrepreneur, that's just a fact.
Mm.
Because if everybody becomes an entrepreneur, who are the employees that will help the entrepreneur vision come to visualization? They'll be all gone.
Yeah.
So we need that balance in society. People who are able to take adverse amount of risk, because the backbones behind every entrepreneur success is actually the employees, the people that back the success, the people that put in the time to work with him and to bring, because it's not a one-man business. As you all said, your friend was there to help you out. You can't do life alone. And
Mm-mm.
so is entrepreneurship. You can't do it alone. People who have owned huge corporations, their employees are usually the mastermind sometimes, but they are just the one who has the courage enough to weather all the responsibility and face all what it takes to keep the system in place and keep it running. And that requires a huge amount of resilience.